Tyrone Power, the dashing matinee idol, the king of swashbucklers, a Hollywood legend whose charisma lit up the silver screen. But his life was cut tragically short, leaving behind 3 children who would grow up in the immense shadow of a father they barely knew, or in one case, never met at all. From international pop superstardom and heartbreaking tragedy, to quiet activism in the American Midwest and carrying on a dynastic acting name in Hollywood, each of Tyrone Power's children navigated their unique inheritance in fascinating ways. Number 3. Romina Power. Born on October 2, 1951 in Los Angeles, was Hollywood royalty from day one. Her father was the legendary Tyrone Power, and her mother, the stunning Mexican actress Linda Christian. Her very name was a nod to Rome, where her parents' love story unfolded. But this idyllic start was soon shaken. Her parents divorced in 1956, and then, the most profound blow. Tyrone Power died from a heart attack in 1958, when Romina was just 7. What followed was a nomadic upbringing. Romina and her younger sister Taryn lived with their maternal grandmother in Mexico, then briefly with their mother and stepfather, Edmund Purdom, before being sent to various boarding schools in England, Switzerland, and Italy. This global childhood made her fluent in 5 languages, a skill that would later boost her international career. Her relationship with her mother, Linda Christian, was, in Romina's words, frank and strong, and Romina remained devoted to Linda until her death in 2011. Romina's entertainment career began incredibly young. At 14, she made her film debut in the 1965 Italian movie Menage all'Italiana. She quickly gained attention and notoriety for roles that emphasized her youth and sensuality, sometimes leading to clashes with conservative Italy and the Vatican, especially after her role in Jess Franco's controversial 1969 film Marquis de Sade, Justine, which was banned in Italy. Romina later suggested her mother had influenced these early, risque role choices. But a massive shift came in 1967. While filming Nel Sole, Romina met Albano Carisi, an up-and-coming Italian pop singer. Their connection was electric. They married on July 26, 1970, and in 1975 launched their musical duo, Albano and Romina Power. They became an absolute phenomenon across Europe and Latin America, selling an astonishing 150 million records. Their hits are legendary. Felicita, which came second at the 1982 Sanremo Music Festival and sold over 6 million copies. Charazan, Si Sera, which won Sanremo in 1984 with over 2 million public votes. Sempre, Sempre, Libertà. They even represented Italy twice at Eurovision. Their romantic image and catchy Italian pop tunes made them beloved figures. Their personal life seemed like a fairy tale, with 4 children, Ilenia, Yari, Christelle, and Romana Jr. But unimaginable tragedy struck in January 1994, when their eldest daughter, 23-year-old Ilenia, vanished without a trace while visiting New Orleans. The grief and uncertainty placed an unbearable strain on Romina and Albano. They separated in 1999 and divorced in 2012. Ilenia was declared legally dead in absentia in 2014. In the years after, Romina focused on other artistic expressions. Her most personal project was the book Cercando mio padre, Searching for My Father, published in Italian in 1998 and later in English. It was a 2-decade quest to understand the father she lost so young, filled with interviews and Tyrone Power's own letters. She also wrote other novels, painted, holding exhibitions in Milan, and even directed a film, Upaya 2005, based on one of her books. She released a solo album, Da Lontano, in 2012. In 2007, Romina moved back to the US, settling in Sedona, Arizona, partly to escape the intrusive Italian press. She also cared for her mother, Linda Christian, in Palm Springs during her final illness. In a surprising and joyful turn for fans, Romina and Albano reunited on stage in Moscow in 2013, leading to a series of successful reunion concerts across Europe that continue to this day. Number 2. Tyrone Power, born on September 13, 1953 in Los Angeles, was Romina's younger sister, sharing that same whirlwind international upbringing after their parents' divorce and father's early death when Tyrone was just 5. Raised primarily by Linda Christian alongside Romina, after studying in the UK, Taryn also stepped into acting, with a career spanning from 1972 to 1990. She appeared in 8 films, starting with Spanish-language productions. Her most notable roles were Valentine de Villefort in the 1975 adaptation of The Count of Monte Cristo, starring Richard Chamberlain, to whom she was briefly engaged, and as Dione in the 1977 fantasy film Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger, for which she received a Saturn Award nomination for Best Actress. She also appeared on TV shows like The Hardy Boys, Nancy Drew Mysteries, and Matt Houston. Taryn acknowledged the pressure of her famous name, feeling scrutinized and expected to live up to high expectations. Taryn's personal life saw 3 marriages, first to photographer Norman Seeff, around 1978 to 1982, with whom she had a daughter, Ty Dawn Seeff. In the 1980s, she had a relationship, listed by some as a marriage, with musician Tony Fox Sales, son of comedian Soupy Sales, with whom she had 2 children, Anthony Tyrone Sales and Valentina Fox Sales. Her third marriage was to William Greendeer, whom she met at a Sundance festival in 1992 and married in a tribal ceremony. They had a daughter, Stella Greendeer. Taryn once said, "Ever since I was a teenager, all I could think about was getting married and having children," indicating family was a deep priority. Like Romina, Taryn yearned to connect with the father she barely remembered. A pivotal moment came around age 15, when Romina got a record of Tyrone Power reading Lord Byron's poems. Hearing his voice for the first time, especially the poem My Daughter, made her start to miss him and forge a big connection. She cherished human stories about her father's kindness over tales of stardom. In 1994, Taryn and William Greendeer moved from Los Angeles to a farm on the Winnebago, Ho-Chunk Nation Reserve in Wisconsin. This marked a significant shift towards a more grounded life. She became involved in the local community, associated with the Pleasant Ridge Waldorf School, where Stella was a student, and even participated in a local radio play project called Back to the Land. Romina described Taryn as a committed vegetarian and environmental and animal rights activist. In her later years, Taryn also dedicated herself to supporting and teaching children with disabilities. Tragically, Tyrone Power passed away from leukemia on June 26, 2020, at the age of 66, at her home in Viroqua, Wisconsin, surrounded by her 4 children and 4 grandchildren. Romina shared the heartbreaking news, remembering Taryn as a luminous being, a loving mother, exceptional grandmother, and a unique and special sister. Number 1, Tyrone Power Jr. Born on January 22, 1959, in Los Angeles, with an almost mythical inheritance. His father, the legendary Tyrone Power, had died just 2 months earlier. He was the only child from Tyrone Power's third and final marriage to Deborah Ann Montgomery Menardos. Raised by his mother in LA and Mexico, his understanding of his father was built as if it were a puzzle, pieced together from films, letters, and shared memories, especially from his half-sisters Romina and Taryn, whom he connected with in the late 1980s. Carrying the 4th Tyrone Power acting name in his lineage, Tyrone Power Jr. embraced the family profession. He used the same stage name his father had at the start of his career. His early notable film roles included Pillsbury in Ron Howard's Cocoon, 1985, and its sequel, Cocoon: The Return, 1988. He also appeared in films like Shag and California Casanova. On television, he made a memorable guest appearance as Nash in a 1989 episode of Cheers. He also pursued theater, appearing in productions like Outward Bound at the Cape Playhouse. His artistic talents extended to music. He toured Europe with Romina and Albano, and even performed a song, I Wanna Be an Oscar Winner, at the 1989 Academy Awards. More recently, he's been associate producer for a short film and is reportedly writing a screenplay about the golden age of Hollywood. Tyrone Jr. has been married twice, first to actress Delane Matthews, 1995 to 2003, with whom he met on the set of the film Healer and had a son, Tyrone Keenan Power. Since 2007, he has been married to Canadian comedian and actress Carla Collins. They live in Los Angeles and even appeared together in the reality TV series Carla Wood. A significant part of Tyrone Jr.'s life is his dedication to his father's legacy. He's actively involved with the Movie Memories Foundation, which works to preserve classic films and cultivate new audiences. He gives presentations titled An Inside Look at a Titan of Hollywood, sharing intimate stories, photos, and film clips. He co-curated the Hollywood Museum's exhibit, Tyrone Power, Man, Myth, and Movie Idol, and attended the 50th anniversary tribute at the Egyptian Theater with Romina and Tyrone. He has said his father would have asked is for people to watch his movies, not to consider him their favorite. Romina Power, Tyrone Power, and Tyrone Power. Jr. Each child of the great Tyrone Power grew up with the colossal weight and dazzling light of his legend. Romina became an international music icon, weathering unimaginable personal tragedy with artistic resilience. Tyrone sought a life of deeper personal meaning, family, and quiet activism away from the spotlight, and Tyrone Jr. embraced the family name, acting, singing, and dedicating himself to preserving his father's cinematic